Try to imagine a megacity like Atlantis rising from the sea, a modern megalopolis similar in scale to New York's Manhattan, with the ambition of turning underdeveloped places into vibrant, bustling urban areas. At the first glance, we may think this is an unrealistic plan. However, an African country has boldly spent a huge amount of money building such a great project. With the assistance of China, a nation renowned for its leading-edge technology and expertise in the construction industry worldwide, a project with a staggering cost of $6 billion is set to revolutionize Africa. Promising robust development for the continent, this endeavor emerges as a beacon of hope for travel enthusiasts worldwide. In today's video, we will explore this megacity on the sea. Will it really be successful? And if completed, what huge benefits will it bring? But before getting to the main content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to update the latest information. We always appreciate your companionship on every journey. The world population is forecasted to reach 9 billion people by 2050, of which nearly 70% of people live in urban areas, causing pressure from housing, traffic, waste, energy, and so on. So, building new smart cities will contribute to solving the above problems. Eco-Atlantic City is the mega city that we want to talk about today. This surprising city, located in Lagos, Nigeria, is an amazing and magical work of architecture. Eco-Atlantic is an ambitious multi-billion-dollar project in Nigeria's most populous city, Lagos, which will become the country's new financial center, attracting 150 commuters every day. Eco-Atlantic City combines residential, commercial, financial, and tourism accommodation in one location supported by modern high-tech infrastructure. The construction of the city was entrusted to China Communications Construction Group, a company engaged in marine dredging and landfill operations. The first phase of the project, which includes the construction of dam dredging and sand filling, will take about 6 years over a total length of 6.500 meters and an average width of 1.260 meters. A total of about 91 million cubic meters of sand will be used to build the city's foundations. Additionally, Eco-Atlantic is protected by a coastal revetment known as the Great Wall, which is a planned 8.5-kilometer-long barrier constructed primarily of stone and covered with concrete macropod armor. Was there any other reason behind the construction of Eco-Atlantic? In 1905, Lagos Port developed rapidly for trade, but the channel leading to Lagos Port was too shallow to allow large ships to pass through. To solve this problem, the government decided to build seawalls on both sides of the channel and dredge in the middle to allow ships to pass deeper. After the project was completed in 1912, this problem was resolved. However, the seawalls have disrupted the ocean's natural flow, blocking the movement of sand from the West African coast for thousands of years. This causes 25 to 30 meters of coastal erosion every year, bringing the Atlantic Ocean closer and closer to the streets of Victoria Island. Efforts to replace lost shorelines and protect Victoria Island from impending flooding and erosion by filling with sand have been unsuccessful. In 2005, a heavy rain washed half of the Ahmadu Bello coastal road into the sea. Something drastic needs to be done to protect Victoria Island. That year, the government hired High-Tech Construction, a subsidiary of the Shiguri Group, to launch a coastal defense project involving the construction of a seawall to restore Ahmadu Bello Road and ultimately protect Victoria Island and the rest of Lagos. However, in the 1980s and 1990s, Victoria Island gradually became an extension of Lagos's commercial finance sector, so further development of the area became important. Therefore, instead of just building a protective wall that costs a lot of money with no added value, consulting engineers recommend building a wall along the original shoreline before the erosion process begins to creating an area that can be filled with sand and reclaimed. And on that footprint, the plan to build a modern city, expanding the financial and commercial sector of Lagos and Victoria Island, was formed. It was based on this rationale that the development of Eco-Atlantic began. The project was built in 2003 as a solution to environmental hazards arising from flooding at Lagos Bar Beach. There are a total of 10 districts, expected to be the size of Manhattan's skyscraper district. The city will be self-sufficient and sustainable, with modern urban design, its own power source, clean water, advanced telecommunications, and efficient living standards. Over the years, the Eco-Atlantic project has developed into housing one of the most expensive real estate locations in Africa. This is the central point for investors to benefit from rich development growth based on strong demand, and is the gateway to the emerging markets of the continent to become the next generation of real estate in Africa. According to a test report from the Danish Hydraulic Institute in Copenhagen, the 8.5-kilometer-long, 9-meter-high protective seawall is a sturdy structure that can withstand the worst storm in 1,000 years. The wall itself is formed by 3 separate layers of rocks and acropods. Each layer is a buffer zone for the different possible effects of wave action. Hundreds of thousands of rocks weighing from half a ton to 2 tons form the foundation of the breakwater. Protecting that layer are 3 to 5-pound rocks, which function to drain water when water overflows from large waves impacting the wall. These rocks are further shielded by interlocking X-shaped joints to form a continuous structure along the wall. These acropods weighed 5 tons each and were cast on site. Up to now, about 63 acropods have been placed on the 6,750 meters of wall that have been built. The final 1,750-meter stretch is expected to be completed within the next 2 to 3 years. South Energy X Nigeria Limited, the developer and urban planner for Eco-Atlantic City, has announced the development plan for the first phase of the urban development. Buildings to be constructed in the first phase of Eco-Atlantic City include a 26-story building that will bear the name Azuri Peninsula. This will be the location of 120 luxurious apartments. The development will also include a 5-star yacht and yacht club with attractive access, premium shops, cafes, and a wealth of amenities in a sophisticated and curated setting. The architecture will preserve award-winning global design and provide the most affordable places to live, work, and invest. The second phase of the project is expected to last 2 years. One thing that stands out in Eco-Atlantic's development is its thoughtful, detailed, purposeful design and construction. Each plot of land, road, drainage system, walkway, down to the choice of stone used to build certain areas of the city, is carefully considered according to standards in other developed cities and countries in the world. The quality of city planning and detailed attention to infrastructure development is rare in Lagos in Nigeria. During this period, first-class road building, the construction of a drainage system, and a separate power plant for uninterrupted electricity supply will be carried out. It will also install water supply systems, wastewater networks, and treatment systems, such as those provided in developed cities around the world. Eco-Atlantic was supposed to be the antidote to Lagos's deepest recession in 30 years. The city is expected to create 250 new jobs and address the housing shortage caused by a growing population. But what makes the development of Eco-Atlantic especially noteworthy is its location. The planned city has directly bordered Lagos, since Eco-Atlantic was built by dredging and accretion a 10-kilometer-long plot of land. The peninsula barely existed before the project began in 2009. As a result, Eco-Atlantic looks like an island created from nothing. Eco-Atlantic City is said to be at least 40% larger than current Victoria Island, with the city aiming for 250,000 residents and 200 commuters flocking to work on the island every day. As concessionaire and master developer, Eco-Atlantic City Development is authorized to lease any property. After that, the investor has the right to build what he wants on his land. According to the set guidelines, Eco-Atlantic will provide the most modern amenities available worldwide. First-class roads with surface water drainage canals are also provided along with an enviable wastewater collection system. It also aims at providing high-quality drinking water with a drainage network that runs throughout the city and serves a wastewater system that flows into a wastewater treatment plant built on the eastern border. The development includes everything from skyscrapers to luxurious apartments, a new financial district, a private power grid, and a shopping boulevard modeled after New York's Fifth Avenue. Other features include 24/7 independent power, fiber optic communication links to each property, raised pavement to accommodate underground parking above groundwater, seamless documentation, and permitting construction process, as well as 2 large marinas connected by internal waterways. The development of Eco Atlantic is being undertaken as a public-private partnership with private companies and investors, providing capital while the Lagos state government remains a strategic partner alongside the federal government. South Energy X Nigeria Limited is strategically collaborating with state and local governments. Prominent national and international banks quickly succeeded in the opportunities with some of Nigeria's largest banks, FCMB, First Bank, Access Bank, and Trustee Trust Bank partnering with Eco Atlantic, with the support from foreign banks, BNP, Perry, Buff, Fortis, and KBC. Experts say the project will cost at least $6 billion and a square foot of land in the city is currently selling for nearly $2. While Eco Atlantic will alleviate the housing problem in Metropolis, its great potential lies in economic benefits for the state and its people with the establishment of free trade zones and the now dynamic focus on infrastructure development. People who need a quieter and safer environment for their business and want to be a part of the new frontier can move to the new city. For savvy investors, Eco Atlantic City means more than just increasing land values in Lagos as Nigeria continues on its unstoppable path to becoming the financial capital of Africa. An investment in Eco Atlantic, now recognized as having the world's most promising growth, will open up unprecedented opportunities to exploit the broader potential of the entire continent. Of course, no project is without controversy, and the Eco Atlantic City project is no different. Residents living nearby criticized Eco Atlantic City for ongoing construction that has caused coastal erosion and ocean flooding. This will threaten Nigeria's coastal landscape. Furthermore, Eco Atlantic City is built on an artificial sandbank right next to the sea, so it is often affected by high tides. Seawater flows through residential areas, flooding access roads and toppling electricity poles, causing some residents to not like living here and have to move elsewhere. The deployment of this project truly poses a challenge to China. Let us eagerly await the outcome that the world's leading nation in this construction endeavor brings forth. What do you think about this project? It is very grand and ambitious, right? Every starting point aims for good things, but its values can only be answered in the future. Please share with us your thoughts by leaving your comment below. For now, goodbye and see you again in our latest videos.